Hi, I'm Dr. T. Scrozian, and I want to talk to you about why probiotics are actually one of the most inefficient ways to treat the gastrointestinal tract. We're led to believe that there's good bacteria, and then if you take good bacteria, then that should always be good for you, and that should always support your gut. And it's gotten to the point where now you see TV commercials where they add probiotics and orange juice and different types of foods and really try to support this model that now your gut's taken care of. You just have some probiotics. One of the things that we do know is that probiotics completely work in a different way for different people. So one of the things that came out of the explosion of research in the human microbiome project was that we learned that each one of us has completely different microbiomes, and each of our microbiomes will respond differently to various types of probiotic strains. So, you'll have some patients that take a probiotic and have absolutely phenomenal clinical results, and other people will take it and notice nothing, and then another person will take it and they get bloating and distension and they actually get worse. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with, in reality, how probiotics work is you have to have the right host, which is us, combined with the right strain, which is what we would consume. And if that matches up the right way, then it should work. But it doesn't always work that way. And one of the things that we also know is that our microbiome is always evolving and changing, and even a significant dietary change within 24 hours can change your microbiome, which happens all the time when people travel. So we know that at one point a probiotic may have worked, at another point that same probiotic may have completely different results because our host microbiome is completely different. So these are really important concepts. In the upcoming course called Gastrointestinal Clinical Strategies and Treatment Applications at the Crosby Institute, we're going to go over all the newest research on various nutraceuticals and dietary lifestyle approaches that impact the gastrointestinal tract. And one of the things that we're learning is that even though probiotics do have benefits, they are limited and they are inefficient in their use. And really what we're learning is that the most important thing is actually to not just give a good strain of bacteria, but really to diversify the gut. So the more diverse the gut microbiome becomes, in a very simple sense, the healthier we become, the more enzyme reactions that we have in our physiology to deal with metabolic metabolites. We also have the ability to clear more toxins with more diverse bacteria in our gut, and we have dramatic connections that we're learning about between the brain-gut and gut-brain axis with different bacterial species binding to different receptors in our immune system, and even through different cell signaling pathways that impact our brain and neurotransmitter functions as well. So the key thing to remember is that when you look at probiotics, you have to realize that they're going to have a completely different response from one person to the next. What typically happens in a clinical practice setting is a practitioner takes a probiotic, they notice an effect that's beneficial for them, so that's what they recommend for all of their patients, assuming they'll have the same effect. So that is an incorrect model, and you have to really understand the limitations of each type of nutraceutical and when they're appropriate, and what your clinical goals are to have the best clinical outcomes. So hope to see you at the gastrointestinal module. We'll be sharing all of these different clinical perspectives and approaches to using nutraceuticals to really help patients suffering from chronic gastrointestinal complaints. Thank you for your attention.